Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth, and you can keep this and any other conversation I ignite going over on my Twitter at Movies TV Mad, my Vero at Big Mouth 1, and the extension to this channel, give or take the oddball videos, is my Instagram, Big Mouth. So welcome to Friday's edition of the DCEU Daily, and today we're talking Release the Snyder Cut again later, but first of all, another day, another DCEU movie has been announced. Yes, Shazam 2 starring Zachary Levi will be released in April of 2022. Very, very exciting news. Always great to hear of another DCEU movie. And Walter Hamada is setting an incredible slate, an impressive slate. We must divide our passion for Release the Snyder Cut and still be excited for these movies. Let me see if I've got this slate correct. So next year, pretty obvious, we've got Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Then we've got Wonder Woman 1984. We don't know if that's resetting the entire DCEU. Then in 2021, we have The Batman, we have The Suicide Squad, and we have Black Adam. In 2022, we have Shazam, we have The Flash, and we've got, what's the other one? Shazam, The Flash, and of course, Aquaman 2. How could I forget my good friend Jason Momoa? So it looks like they're going for 3 movies a year. Now, we know that the MCU are talking about 4 or 5 movies a year. That's interesting. But I think 3 DCEU movies, DC World of Movies, is a step up. And that's great. And that's really exciting. We don't know when the Joker sequel will be set for. We don't know about the other Black Label movies as well. So there's lots going on within the DC world of films. As I've said, I'm very excited about this. I've been looking forward to Shazam 2 being announced. Now, people were saying it was announced at the Brazil Fan Expo, but then Collider said, was it Wayne Trop or whoever he is, yeah? Feige said, but anyway, he said nothing was said. Well, it doesn't matter. Warner Brothers have officially announced the movie. The Flash has been officially announced by Warner Brothers. So going forward, are we going to have these self-contained DCEU films, or will we have an interconnected universe again? That's the question. We know what they're doing with Birds of Prey, standalone, kind of a withheld movie within itself. We saw that with Aquaman, apart from a name drop for Steppenwolf. So it's very interesting with The Flash. I don't think you can make a Flash movie that's kind of self-contained. I definitely, as I've said before, I think it's a Flashpoint movie. I think we're going to have Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. So, and this is all in 2022. And of course, we've got an Aquaman movie, Aquaman 2, the Aquaman sequel from James Wan, in the same year. So I do think that The Flash can have a lot of other DC characters, especially if it's Flashpoint. Now, some of you will say, well, how can you have Flashpoint twice? In Wonder Woman 1984 and the Flash movie? Because the Flashpoint story is a very compelling, dark story. It's clear to see from the Wonder Woman 1984 trailer and the 90-minute test screening that I saw, it's definitely not a dark movie. But Flashpoint is absolutely a dark movie. There's a really dark, killer instinct, bitchy Wonder Woman. There's an Arthur Curry who's not a very nice person either. This is very dark. Why do I think they're going to do Flashpoint? Because I think from the noises we've heard from the bloggers and the pundits and the media that Ezra Miller was fighting for a more darker movie. There's not a more darker Flash story than Flashpoint. So it's going to be very exciting now to wait to hear things dribbling out from that production. In terms of Shazam 2, of course, that's going to be a light family movie. It worked for the film. I expect it to kind of at least double its box office from the first film. But, a lot of people said it was a flop. That's a lie. A lot of people said it wouldn't get another movie. Well, you were all wrong, because if a film gets a sequel, it means the studio were happy about it. So that's that. So that's your DCEU news for today. That's very exciting. Bring it on. I can't wait. 3 DCEU, DC World of Films a year. Now, for Release the Snyder Cut. Not much. There's still the explosion and the reaction of Zack posting Henry officially in the black suit in his version of Justice League. There's also a rumour I've been reading online. Now, I can't find it anymore, but apparently Russell Crowe as Jor-El and Kevin Costner as Jonathan Kent are in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Now, I always had a suspicion of this anyway, because I thought, how can you do this? You know, it's a this kind of story is a trilogy. It's a comeback for Superman. He dies, he's reborn, he's got the mallet, he's in the black outfit, and then in the second and third films, you see him kind of come back to the Superman we know and love. And I don't think he can do that under the power that Darkseid's using against him without memories, echoes of his two fathers. Two inspirational fathers in Jor-El and in Jonathan Kent. And absolutely. Russell Crowe as Jor-El is amazing. Kevin Costner as Jonathan. He's a great Jonathan Kent, by the way. And we've had brilliant Jonathan Kents before. John Schneider on Smallville. Glenn Ford, the iconic, prolific actor in Superman the movie. So there really hasn't ever been a bad Jonathan Kent as far as I'm concerned. And of course, Jor-El, Russell Crowe, was born to play that character. I was shouting out before he was even cast in MOS, this guy is born to play Jor-El. So I hope that's true. I think we're in a situation now with the Snyder Cut where we've become so loud and so prolific and that it's impossible for Warner Brothers to ignore us. We saw them re-follow Zack Snyder after the 17th. That said a lot to me. Nobody really knows what's going on. Zack keeps on hinting, but we don't know. Zack's been pretty quiet since that big bomb, and Zack does go quiet for 2 or 3, maybe even 4 days sometimes when he drops something big. I thought maybe with the announcement of Shazam 2, he might try and counter the trends again, but it's obvious that him dropping the black suit was nothing to do with the Flash announcement. I thought it could have been. So there's something going on here. There's something going on here. I mean, us within the movement can see that there's something developing here. I can't tell you. There's something that I know. There's something that I know. Something is definitely cooking. I just can't tell you what it is. I think you can definitely still play your parts. Hashtagging Release the Snyder Cut. Jesus Christ. Subway are still hashtagging Release the Snyder Cut. So it's important you still do that. It's important for the studio to see. But something did come to my ear yesterday after I did Thursday's edition of the DCEU Daily. A very, very interesting development, which I can't really talk about right now. So it's massive. Look, we've come a long way. We have to keep on fighting. We have to keep on showing the studio that we're serious about this movie, that we're going to put money, we're going to push money in this film's direction. I believe, and I'm not confirming what I know, but this is what I believe. I believe that the Justice League cut of Zack Snyder will have a full theatrical release. That's what I think. Do I know that? I can't tell you. But I believe, I'm telling you my opinion right now. I'm not going to reveal anything else, because these are things that are very dangerous to reveal when you're told not to reveal them. And part of having a YouTube channel is being direct and honest with my subscribers. But my opinion is it will have a full theatrical release. It will then be released on HBO Max and home video, digital release, and all of that at the same time. I nearly put my foot in it there. It's my belief they're going to treat this as an entirely new film. Do you know what? Because it is an entirely new film. Let's stop talking crap here. The Justice League, the Joss Whedon's film, is Joss Whedon's film. There's like 1 or 2 bits from Zack, and that's it. It's an entirely new film. And it's a very bad film because it was rushed. It was rushed. But Zack's Justice League is completely different. It's a proper, epic, awesome 3.5 to 4 hour movie, right? Right? It's something epic. It's something amazing. It's been compared to Lord of the Rings. And people talk about this. There's the there's the 5 movie arc. So basically you've got Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then you've got Justice League 2, and Justice League 3. So it's an epic Lord of the Rings thing. Lord of the Rings, that's 6 movies altogether, if you count the Hobbit movies as well. But yeah, there's a Justice League trilogy. I believe Justice League 2 and 3 will happen with Zack Snyder. I believe that. I believe that Warner Brothers, my opinion, I believe that Warner Brothers have seen the fans come out and support Zack and his vision, but it's gone beyond that now because the entire movie watching community, geeks and nerds, have come out. They're intrigued about the Snyder Cut. And I can guarantee you, once they see that film, they're going to want to see Zack's other 2 movies that he didn't have the chance to do. We should have already seen Justice League 2 by now. So I believe we're going to get what we want. That's what I believe. So, but don't rest on your laurels. This job isn't done yet. So keep on hashtagging release the Snyder Cut. And I believe we are going to get everything. The Snyder Cut, Justice League 2, Justice League 3, and then straight after that, Man of Steel 2. Now, looking at the slate, it's very interesting. Now, release the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut edition of Justice League can be released whenever. It's ready. It's in the can. I don't know if Zack needs to touch 1 or 2 things up. That can be released at any time. That's fine. And that would give the dceu, DC World of Movies, a 3rd film for 2020. So that's fine. Man of Steel obviously is going to take time to make, right, and obviously shoot and all of that. So I think that Variety's article did have some truths in it, and I think 2023 will be the place for the Man of Steel sequel. So you're talking about 3 years, but definitely worth the wait. And we're going to see Superman, in my opinion, got to be careful, in my opinion, we're going to see Superman in Justice League, the Snyder Cut, Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. This being announced will be one of the biggest things. This would make us directly within the fandom, the Snyder community and family, ecstatic. It isn't about victory. It's not about being smug here. It's about what's right. And what Zack had planned was brilliant, epic, and awesome. And we all want it to happen. And I believe, yes, I believe, we are going to get there. So patience, and these things are going to happen. But keep on keeping your voices heard, and our dreams will come true. So are you excited about Shazam 2 being announced? Would you like the Justice League trilogy, a Snyder Cut next year, and then basically followed by Justice League 2, then Justice League 3 and Man of Steel? When people were wishing this and talking about this, I always remember watching people's videos and thinking, it's a pipe dream, mate. It's not going to happen. But now, I believe it's a reality. See you again tomorrow for more DCEU Daily. Keep super.